Hey guys, I'm about Critical Flick. Today I'm reviewing May December, now streaming on Netflix. So this is the newest film from the director Todd Haynes. I've enjoyed a few of his films before, particularly Carol. Quick synopsis of what this movie actually is. You have an actress who's visiting a woman who has a controversy in her past. She has a very dramatic life where she was caught up in a very inappropriate relationship with a young man who was 13 years old at the time, a child essentially. And this takes place many years later when they are married, they've stayed together, they have multiple children, but then there's a movie being made about kind of the scandal of her relationship. Pretty much everybody involved in this movie did a really solid job, whether it's Natalie Portman, Julianne Moore, or Charles Melton. But for me, Charles Melton really stood apart as being one of the best supporting roles that I've seen this year. Now, I will say this movie can be a little melodramatic. While I do think it's excellently acted, it does get a little uneven in its tone and pacing. I think the movie really does pick up in its third act when it becomes more of a thriller. In the beginning of it is a little bit more of a heavy drama about the idea of abuse and what that can do to you and growing up as a person, the pressures of society that go along with that. But then as it moves along, it becomes more of a thriller. I think it really does become quite more engrossing. Natalie Portman gives a stellar performance as Elizabeth, who's the actress who's trying to portray Gracie, who's played by Julianne Moore. And she is really starting to take on this role. She's someone who is almost a method actor in ways throughout the film, and it gets stranger and stranger, and there's this tension that's building between these two characters, and it really does ultimately come to a head by the end of the film. But I do think those tension-filled moments and their back and forth, kind of their banter and kind of aggressive nature towards one another, was some of the best moments in the film. Moore and Portman have great chemistry on scene, kind of being two foils to each other, kind of the same person in a way, one trying to play the one person and one actually being that person. But as I mentioned, Charles Melton, who plays Joe Yu, who's the young man who was obviously groomed by Julianne Moore's character, and he's all grown up now, he's an adult with raising these children, but even he has these moments of like extreme depression, extreme solace, because he doesn't know what happened to him. He doesn't know how to understand what happened to him all these years later, and he's coming to grips with that in this film. And I think those are some really, really powerful moments. The moments where he's fully breaking down and trying to discover who he is and trying to grow as a person because he's been through the trauma that he has throughout his life. So all in all, I thought it was a really solid film and one of the best films I've seen from Netflix in a long time. I liked that blend of drama and thriller in this one. In the beginning, I felt it was moving a little slower. I kind of thought what we were getting, and then as it turns and gets a little more twisted and a little more strange, I think it really starts to hit on all cylinders. So if you checked out May December, let me know what you thought about it in the comments below. I always love to hear people's opinions. Did you like it more than me? Did you like it less? Thanks for watching. Remember to like and subscribe, and see you guys next time.